Sam, it's been a busy month of February. What have you made of it as a whole?
Yeah, it's been good. We've integrated some young players into the group. They've got more game time than they had prior to Christmas. We've had a game at Stockport where we had 4 trialists, so we've got the opportunity to try and look for players for next year. We've got a few slots to fill there. We have 4 pre-scholared players from within our academy, but we're trying to source 3 to 4 players from elsewhere. So we're using the opportunity for these games post-Christmas to try and have a look at players and also integrate players from that have been playing well in the shadow programme into the group to see how they fare and how they can deal with under-18s football. So it's a very different group from the group that we had before Christmas. But it gives people opportunity, gives people game time that have maybe less game time before, and then it's an opportunity for players from the first year's group like Noah, Dan, Charlie Carlisle, Jaden, an opportunity to sort of take on more leadership roles within the group. We still have Denny at the moment available as well, so he's taken on that leadership role very well. So it's an opportunity to sort of change the dynamic a little bit and give people different roles and responsibilities than they maybe had before Christmas.
I guess this second half of the season is really important to help prepare them young players for next season.
Yeah, it's a fantastic opportunity. It's almost like 2 seasons within one. We've had a season where we had a very consistent group of under-18s players that played week in, week out and did very, very well. Those lads have gone on work experience loans and looking to experience men's football now. So it's an opportunity for us to sort of cast our gaze a little bit from further forward in terms of what we want from next year, looking at different ways of playing, integrating them into the environment, getting them ready and experiencing the sort of higher intensity and the higher tempo of the games and the higher quality. I think that's something that's probably the most obvious thing when the 16s come up is the increased physicality, but also the increased tempo of the games that they play. It's a lot higher tempo to it, and sometimes it can be quite frantic. So it's about trying to find in possession moments where you can sort of gain that composure, but and show what you can do on the ball, but also matching the opposition and their intensity as well. So it's a great opportunity for that. And like I say, we sort of looked at the last fixture to try and get some lads into the sort of almost a baptism of fire, really, sort of throw them in the deep end and give them an opportunity to play. In a game at Stockport, so that we can have a look at them. So that might happen again in the future, but maybe 1 or 2 in the game. But it's definitely looking more forward for next year now.
There was a couple of good results earlier in the month against Salford and Bradford. That must be really important for the confidence of the younger lads in the squad.
Definitely, you want them to feel like they can sort of stand their ground initially, and then obviously hopefully begin to thrive in that environment. But to get already 2 positive results. I thought we played very well against Bradford. We're unlucky not to win. And at Salford, it was a sort of game sort of shift, ebbed and flowed somewhat. But we showed a very good sort of tactical discipline in the second half. We've got some sort of individual bits of quality to sort of get over the line. So we try and put a little bit more emphasis on the result than maybe they would have in the 15-16s. We try and focus on game management and things like that, which we maybe could have improved on towards the end of the game. So sort of giving them that sort of experience and identifying that and saying that, ultimately we're trying to prepare the lads for professional football where results matter. So if you're 2-1 up in the last minute and you've got a counter-attack, don't give the ball away. Those sorts of things. So it's like highlighting those and allowing the lads to sort of learn from those mistakes. So those 2 results were particularly pleasing.
As you've mentioned, there's a couple of second years out on work experience loans and doing well. That must be really nice to see and important for their development too.
It's the next stage of their development to play men's football. They've done extremely well in the first half of the season with the 18s. It was a great group to have. I thought we found a system that suited everybody, and they sort of really kicked on, did really well. So once they got to Christmas, it was almost like what's the next step for them, and that's obviously men's football and the opportunity to experience that, which throws up different challenges. You play against some experienced players that have some gamesmanship there are different types of experience, there's some increased physicality, maybe sometimes not the tempo of the game, maybe the tempo of the game is a bit lively here, but you get a different challenge in the men's games, and it's something that they need to be able to adapt to.